Hi everyone, Nick Creticus of Nick's Seasonal Decor. Give me 1 second while I pull up the feed so I can start reading your comments. Okay, so what we're going to create today is a very simple design, but it's very cute and everybody seems to go crazy for these during the Christmas season. We're going to actually be creating a snowman themed wreath. We're going to have the snowman head, we're going to have white snowball mesh going around it, and then we're going to add this adorable top hat to the side of it. So once it's going to be completed, obviously it's going to be larger, and then we're going to have the top hat. And then I chose some ribbons to create a bow in the lower right hand corner to balance it off, and then we could add some decorative picks if we find it to be necessary. Hi everybody. Alright, let's get started. So Craft Outlet gives you kind of like a rough idea as to what they carry that you could use in a kit. We're using, basically everything's going to be different on this. We're using the premium snowball mesh, and we're using the thicker tinsel tie rather than the pencil work wreath. But they give you some ribbon choices and a felt hat versus this metal one. Hi Vicky. But if you're just starting out, I think this is a wonderful idea. And another reason I like working with this specific sign is that it has a matte finish versus something that's a little bit shiny or glossy. I kind of prefer it to be matte. I know he is going to be cute. So I'm already going to post a link in case you want to purchase it at the end of the video. I like to do that before I forget. So let me just quickly post that. Okay, so we're going to cut our mesh. Well, first we're going to see how thick the mesh actually is. As you can see, it's a quite full roll, so it should be nice quality. And it is. It's very thick. So we're probably going to cut these 18 inches in length, give or take. I'm never too exact when it comes to something like this. Let me move my glue skillet. And we're going to need approximately, I don't know, we'll just cut 15 or 16 pieces. And if we need more, we could add more. But this is like the premium snowball mesh, where the snowball is going throughout instead of just in little pieces or little segments. So this is a little bit more expensive. But when dealing with something like this, where you're going to see 99% of the mesh, I like it to be nice quality. Hey everybody. So if you guys don't mind taking the time and sharing this video, I greatly appreciate it. And if you ever want to go back to it and watch it, it's a lot easier to view it from your own timeline than it is to come to the business page and search for it. So we're going to add one of these pieces per twist. All right, so let's start adding some of it. So what you could do is you could attach your sign first, or you could attach it after. We'll just attach it first. We'll just get these twist ties out of the way, and we'll attach our sign. We're going to be using florist wire to attach it today. Just your typical florist wire. We're just going to cut small pieces off. Actually, I have some scrap pieces right here from a tutorial I recorded earlier for Nick's exclusive wreath community. So if you are in the community and you haven't checked out our Instagram page yet, whenever I create a design for our group or just a design in general, I always post it to my Instagram story. And that goes for everybody. If you ever want to see what my daily life is like or what we're working on each day, head over to my Instagram. It's a lot easier to post Insta stories than it is to create posts. And I post quite frequently on them. So I'm just cutting about a 2-inch piece of wire. And these circles are made for the centers of wreaths like this, so they fit perfectly. But you guys, it's been brutal here in Massachusetts this week. It's been like 100 degrees. It's extremely humid. And it's awful. It's so hot. I am coming to Illinois next month, Patty. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to open up the twist. Just like with every other wreath, I like to have the twist open up before we start. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to open up the twists. So just work around and open them all up. I don't remember exactly where this wreath came from. It could have came from AC Moore, the wreath frame. So the amount of twists could be different than Craft Outlet or Trendy Tree or Hobby Lobby. So I think we cut 11. I know we're probably going to have to cut more, but let's get these off the table for now. And then we can come back and cut some more. Alright, so we opened up the twists. This is what it looks like after doing so. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a ruffle just by rolling it in the center. Working with mesh that's striped like this is a lot easier to roll. You can just follow one of the stripes and create what I like to call a bow tie or a ruffle. And then begin placing one in each. Don't worry about hiding the center or hiding the face at this point. We can pull back the twist ties and the mesh later on. So just worry about getting it placed in every single twist tie. Awesome. You'll see me there. Yeah, I'll be in Illinois next month at the Craig Bachman sale. Hopefully I run into some of you guys. That'd be awesome. So again, don't worry about covering the face. We will come back in and move the twist ties and move the mesh. And for all of you that ordered the mesh assortment boxes, those shipped out yesterday. The 10-inch rolls and then the two ribbons, the 50-yard ribbons, they shipped out yesterday. And for those of you that are messaging me, we will have more boxes that are discounted like that in the near future. Those boxes were $12 for a premium roll of 10-inch mesh, a basic 10-inch mesh, and 2 rolls of 50-yard ribbon for $12. Okay, one more piece in the center. So this is what it looks like so far. Again, we're going to push back the mesh, but instead of doing it at this stage, we're just going to go around and add all of the rest of the mesh. That way we don't have to do double the work. Wow, almost 1,000 viewers. Awesome, you guys. Let's see if we can get 1,000. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more pieces to cut. So I get a lot of questions about this, and I did post a link for this if you are interested in the device that I'm about to use. This is called a rotary cutter. The most important thing about this is to always make sure you put it in lock. I've had so many close calls when I've grabbed it and, you know, my hand was like this and my finger accidentally squeezed it. But since I always make sure to lock it, I've never cut myself. But I've seen some scary things of people cutting themselves with this. And just make sure you always lock it because these blades are extremely sharp. Well, this one isn't because this one I've been using for a very long time now. So I think there's 18 pieces total in this work wreath. So it's a typical work wreath, but like I've said in the past, always just count because sometimes there's one extra or one less. So since this one's a little bit longer, instead of cutting it exactly at 18 inches, we want to use the full roll so that there's none that's wasted. So I just cut this one a little bit longer so we didn't have to throw away 4 or 5 inches. Okay. Moving back to the wreath. So for those of you that are just tuning in, we're doing the ruffle technique for this. And as you near the end of the roll, it is a little bit more difficult to create the ruffles since it's going to naturally curl up into a curl. So sometimes you have to fight it a little bit, especially with this mesh. This one's quite thick. The mesh was cut about 18 inches in length. And this is not your standard snowball mesh, this is more of the premium. But this was something I was thinking of putting together a kit of. So if you are interested in maybe a kit potentially, just for the cost of the materials, I wouldn't charge an upcharge. It would be the exact price of the materials. Just put in kit form. You know, give this video a like or comment down below. And maybe I'll have some of these as kits in the future. Okay, a couple more. So I was going to create a Halloween design or a fall design with you guys tonight. But like I said before, it is so hot. Not only is it hot outside, it's hot in my workshop down here. And I have 10 studio lights facing me that are all on because I was filming half hour ago. I recorded a tutorial. So I kept all of them on. And there's probably like, I don't know, 50 bulbs between all of them. So it's hot. So I decided to do Christmas. Awesome. You guys are interested in the kit. Great to know. So if we ever do decide to do kits, there will be no extra charge for the kits. It'll be the exact price of the materials. But for your convenience, we'll put them in kit form. Okay, our last one. There we go. What do you guys think? Give me some hearts if you think that's cute so far. So now is where we can pull back the mesh so we can reveal the snowman. But keep in mind, you do want to hide the edge of the circle disc. You don't really want to see that. So just pull it back. Awesome. So just to show you guys what you can do using these circle forms, here is a tutorial I created in Nick's exclusive wreath community using the circle form. This was a different technique. We used the curl technique for this. We're not going to be adding ribbon like we did for this one in that snowman wreath. It's just not necessary. But just to show you guys the differences that you can use it for. I mean, here's a witch one. We're using a snowman. There's a whole bunch of styles. All right. Also take note, we used a white work wreath. That way we didn't have to cut them. You can't even see them at this point. So keep that in mind when you're using a work wreath. It's a lot easier to use colors that match. That way you don't have to trim them down. But let's add the hat now. What do you guys think? Isn't that cute? So whenever adding larger objects like this, instead of placing it directly in the center, I always offset them. So either the left-hand side or the right-hand side. We're going to place it on the left-hand side today. I do not spray my wreaths for protection, no. So to attach this, we're going to be using the wire. We're cutting about a foot-long piece. So Lori, I posted the link in the comments section if you are interested in purchasing this. They do have Santa faces, that's correct, yep. So now what we're going to do is we're going to place a couple pieces of wire around the hat. So something so large like this, I would never just hot glue. I would always wire it in place, and then if need be, I would hot glue a little bit. But something so large like this, I would always wire it in. Awesome, wreath kits. So I'm thinking right here is perfect, so that's where we're going to attach it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed the wire through, and I'm going to attach it around the middle ring. And also, whenever designing with larger items like this, you're going to always want to make sure that you attach directly to the metal and not just the mesh. Thank you for the share, Debbie. This is 22 gauge wire. I would use something heavier, but I wouldn't use something lighter. This is the perfect gauge. Okay. So the hat's now in place. What we're going to do now is we're going to create a bow. I wasn't sure which ribbon for the bow, but I was thinking of using black. You know, give me some hearts if you think we should use black. I was also thinking we can kind of make this into kind of a rustic Santa and incorporate some plaid. But I'm just not sure, you guys. What do you guys think? Yep, some hearts. All right. So I definitely want to use some of this black. And I do like the plaid in it as well, so I think we'll use both. Thank you. So this is nice quality ribbon. It's completely covered in black glitter, and it's nice and thick. So perfect for creating a bow. I'm actually going to leave him here. He's going to get covered in black glitter, but I just want to be able to make sure that you guys can see, because I do have a black tablecloth. So both of these ribbons came from Craft Outlet. They were a little pricey compared to other ribbons, but the quality's there, you guys. This is a nice quality ribbon. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut a length of ribbon. I do want to have some streamers on this guy. So I'm thinking about a 12-inch streamer. So we'll cut 2 of them. And then we'll dovetail. So to dovetail, for those of you that do not know how to do this, you take your ribbons, you fold them in half, and you cut from the center out towards the wired edge. Just like that. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Cut from the center out towards the wired edge. And that's how you develop a very nice dovetail. Makes the wreath look finished. So what I'm doing is I'm taking 2 ribbons, I'm laying them on top of each other. We're going to see how large of a bow we want. We don't want to go too crazy and make it super big. But that looks like a good size for me. What do you think? A bow tie, you guys? Or do you guys think like a traditional bow? It's up to you guys. Let me know. Bow tie or a traditional bow? Comment below. Yep, Peg, so you can buy one that's already made. I posted the link to it in the comments section. I'm thinking bow tie too. So we'll just cut it off there. I think that'll be cute. And then we'll grab a pipe cleaner. For this one, I'm going to choose black versus white because this is not ultra white. And that way, if you use black, you won't be able to see it. So we're going to take our bow tie. We're going to take our ribbon streamers. Kind of find the midway point. Take our streamers, pinch them. Put it in the back, just like that. And twist really, really tightly. Clean up our snowman. And then, like I said, to balance it off, since we have the bow in the upper left, the hat in the upper left, we're going to place the bow in the lower left, the lower right. And we're going to attach it directly to the metal frame versus just the mesh. I don't think it's a snow lady or a snowman. I think it's just generic. Those just look like typical eyelashes to me. I think they do have specific ones. I think some have eyeshadow for the girls. So if that's something that you're interested in, is making a snowman and a snow woman, you certainly could. So we're just going to pull the ribbons apart. We're going to keep the plaid. Let's see how we like it if we open them up. Okay, maybe that's something we could do. We could open them up and create kind of like a little bow. Or we can keep it closed. I like it better closed. So if I like it better this way, that's what we're going to do. We'll just keep it closed. How cute is that, you guys? So like I said before, we could decorate it with some picks if we wanted to. Since we do have some green up there, we certainly could use some of these smaller ones. Let's see what else we got. Nope, never mind. I'm not digging through. We'll just use some of these. I think these are the perfect size too. I wouldn't be using full-size ornaments. The way I look at designing with these is you kind of want everything smaller than the eyeballs, especially with the snowman. So since these are smaller than the eyeballs, they look good to me. If we were using larger full-size ornaments, it just would look out of place. So we're going to be using this. So we're just going to cut them into separate pieces, and we'll tuck in a pick or two. Keep in mind, we're only decorating around the bow. We're not placing anything around here. We want to keep that plain. We want it to simulate a snowman. And once you hang it up, the ribbons will kind of cascade naturally, and it will look not so out of place. He does have a hat, yep. I love the simplicity of your work, always just enough and classic. Thank you. So sometimes I go overboard but with wreaths like this, the snowman, I think the simpler the better. So we'll probably just break into the second pick. We might not use the whole thing. Okay, one last piece. We'll just use both whole picks. These were, I think, $2.50 or $3 from Craft Outlet if you're interested in this pick. But here we go, you guys. What do you guys think? I think he turned out really cute with his little top hat. So this is available on my Etsy. I should be able to create more, but I have one listed right now. If you're interested, I posted the link in the comments section. And if you guys don't mind sharing this video if you haven't yet, or liking this video and checking out my page, I greatly appreciate it. And I try to do as many of these videos as possible. I've been doing them a lot more frequently lately. With all of your support, it kind of encouraged me and gave me that oomph to come back and do more lives. But again, a very simple wreath. We didn't use a whole bunch of things. We used a top hat, one full roll of the premium snowball mesh, one work wreath, one snowman tin, 12-inch tin, 2 types of fancier ribbon, and 2 picks. And that's the effect we get, you guys. Thank you. Thanks for all the hearts, you guys. All right, everybody. I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye, everybody.